Welcome back to Weems Motor Co. Let's get back to work on the jury. So last episode, we had the kids out in the garage helping us make this into a roller, which it looks awesome. It has that stance that we were looking for. Thank goodness for those frame modifications that we fixed in the back. So it's looking great. Now is the time that we need to get some handlebars on there. We need to get a gas tank on there. We need to get a rear fender, sissy bar, seat, things like that. But we do not have a whole lot of time today because we have a special guest stopping by in a little bit. So let's see what we can find for this bike. Let's start off with those handlebars, and then we'll work our way towards the back. So what we have here is something that's been sticking around and hanging out inside our shop in that special cabinet with all the cool stuff. So these particular risers are from a company called Flanders, and they are made for 7/8 bars, which is cool because I like that skinny bar look. And we just so happen to have a set of 7/8 drag bars kicking around that we can toss up onto this thing, get some handlebars on there, making it narrow, kind of like one of those lane splitters out of California. But before we throw those up on there, we have a special guest coming by later on this afternoon, and his name is Jeff, and he is an editor for the magazine Gnarly Magazine. Super cool stuff. They feature artists and motorcycle builders and painters and all kinds of different types of art format. Really cool magazine. If you guys aren't checking that out, make sure that you do that, and hopefully by the time this video is released, maybe we'll be in print, maybe we'll be online. I'm not sure. We'll find out from Jeff when he shows up in a little bit. But with that being said, I don't have a whole lot of time, so I need to get to work. We're gonna throw those risers up on there, get those bars on there, kind of feel where the stance is gonna sit on that. Then we can move on to getting a tank onto the Jury, our motorcycle that we are building, only using parts that we have in shop, not spending a dime on this build. So get the bars on there, start working towards the tank. Let's get to work. So made quick, easy work of those bars. You're probably saying, Weems, those are pullback risers. Why are you got them facing towards the front? Well, I want to be a long, stretched out look, low hunkered down for this bike, that California kind of vibe going with it. So got those on there. We'll probably end up narrowing these up a little bit more, cut a little bit off the end after we get our, throttle and our clutch and our all that stuff on the bar. So I'm not too worried about those right now, but we're gonna narrow them up a little bit. So let's get on over to the gas tank. So you have a cool bike, cool stance, cool wheels, cool motor, engine, but you can't go nowhere without a gas tank. So I've happened to have this gas tank kicking around for a while, and I've been waiting for the right special project for it to go on, and this is the one that it's gonna go on, and it is this wassail style peanut tank. Now this is not a wassail, which wassals were made in England. This is actually by a company called Avante, and they were based out of Addison, Illinois. I've only seen one other of these tanks, and this is pretty much the same specifications as a wassail, but a lot more heavy duty, and it had this cool flamed pinstriping on there. Now this is just sticker pinstripe, but my plan is to peel that off later, and where that was at is actually paint that in with real paint. But I love the crustiness of it. It just has the right look for a bike like this. So basically we're gonna throw it on the frame, figure out where we're gonna set it, and then we're gonna mark a hole, drill it, and then we can weld in a top hat bung so that we can get this tank mounted up. So, time to get some markings, get a drill, get a hole, and get a welder, and get this thing mounted. Well, we got a sweet looking tank on there. Now we're gonna keep moving our way back towards the rear of the motorcycle. So far that we're gonna go all the way back because I don't wanna mount a seat until I know where that fender is gonna sit. So speaking of fenders, I have this uber sweet old Wassel fender that's gonna fit just perfectly on here. Problem is it's a little crusty and not the right color, which is black. So what we're gonna do is take this out back. We're gonna shoot it with that black spray paint, and then we're gonna age it a little bit so it kind of sticks with that same theme of the rest of the bike. So we'll probably take a little blowtorch to it, heat it up, dull it out, nick it up so it matches the rest of this. So let's get this out back so we can rattle can. Got that all painted, heated up, torched, scratched up so it matches the rest of the patina on the Jury. Only thing left to do is throw a couple bolts in here and then figure out how we're gonna mount the rear section. So let's get this bolted up. All right, looks good. However, a little loose back here at the end, so I just so happen to have something special to throw back here. Let me grab it. Yeah! Got a sweet little medium length sissy bar. Not sure where this came from, but it's got the right look, and I think it's gonna be the right length. So bolt this on down at the bottom, and then we can figure out a fender mount up at the top. So after looking at it and inspecting how we're gonna mount the fender to the sissy bar, I did discover we got a couple holes already right here, and I thought, why get out a piece of scrap metal and bend it and heat it and all of that work when we can just take these holes and drill right through that hole, through that fender, and put a bolt in there with a little spacer in between. Sometimes easier is the best way to go. Saves a lot of time. Besides, we got Gnarly Magazine coming, so I need to pick up the pace, get a bolt through there, and so we can have this fender rigid mounted. All right, let's drill some holes. And there you go, rear fender mounted up with a nice little short sissy bar. Next up is the seat. However, we're running pretty close on time with Gnarly Magazine showing up. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pause the video right here and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. So stick around. And here we are the next day. Man, talk about a super good time chatting with Jeff from Gnarly Magazine. If you guys get the opportunity, make sure you head over to gnarlymagazine.com, check them out. Do all kinds of cool stuff from art to motorcycles to you name it. Well, got a little bit extra time today, so we're gonna go ahead and mount up the seat. Now this seat is special to us. If you remember seeing this motorcycle, then you recognize this seat. This seat actually came off of one of my dad's motorcycles, and when we gave that motorcycle Hollywood run away, the gentleman was kind enough to send me back that seat. So we're gonna take Dad's seat, put it up on the Jury, because I just think it's got the right patina to it, and plus I got a little piece of Dad riding with me. And because we have a little extra time today, I went ahead and dug out an oil tank that we can get mounted up for this bike, and I think that'll be about all the time we'll have for today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this cool old solo seat mounted up on the Jury. Seat is on, and I have to say I'm excited to see Dad's seat back on another motorcycle that we get to take down the road and ride and have a good time. Well, we're gonna jump over to the other side of the bike, mount up that oil tank, and wrap this video up. Let's get it done. Well, a lot of cool work done on the Jury on this episode. Super excited to get it into this configuration. We only have a few more videos left before we're able to fire this thing up and ride it. But on the next episode of the Jury, we're gonna be doing the foot pegs, and we're gonna go ahead and deal with those controls, which includes the throttle and the clutch, yada, 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 brakes, all of those things. So we'll be doing that next time, but this is going to wrap up today's video. So thank you guys for hanging out. If you are new around here, jump down and hit that subscribe button. If you really like the video, hit that thumbs up, turn those notifications on, and let everyone know what's going on right here at Weems Motor Co. Peace. When you're with me. Just want to